Today we're looking at notes over more perimeter problems. So looking at the directions for number 1 and 2, we're writing the perimeter of the following figures in terms of x. So hopefully you remember that perimeter just means adding up all the sides. And since this rectangle here has all the sides labeled, all I'm going to do is circle my like terms. I've got x, 3x, x, and 3x. So remember, perimeter means adding all the sides, so I'm adding 3x, 3x, x, and x. So if you can't do that in your head, remember, get a calculator, and you would have 8x. And then my other set of like terms, which I'm going to box, are -2, -2, +5, and +5. And when I combine all of those together, I get 5 and 5 is 10, -2 is 8, minus another 2 is 6. So the perimeter of this rectangle is 8x minus 6. Oops, plus 6, sorry. 10, and then -2 is 8, and -2 is +6. All right, moving on to this next figure. Again, to find the perimeter, collecting like terms, I've got 5x, 5x, and 7x. That's going to be 17x. And then I've got 25, 4, 4, and -7. So 25 and 4 is 29. And then plus another 4 is 33, and then -7 would be 26. So the perimeter of this figure is 17x plus 26. All right, we're going to skip number 3, and we'll talk about it later. On number 4, let's read the information we're given. The perimeter of a rectangle is 28 feet. So perimeter equals 28 feet. Okay, and we're talking about a rectangle here. The width is 10 feet less than twice the length. So width, W, equals 10 less than twice the length. So 10 less than means I'm going to put the -10 in the back. What is it 10 less than? Twice the length. So that means 2 times L. That's my cursive L. All right, what is the width of the rectangle? So the width is 2L minus 10. So both of these widths are 2L minus 10. And the length we don't know, we're just going to represent with L. All right, and now find the perimeter. So in the previous video, remember we used the formula perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, because we know there's 2 widths and there's 2 lengths and you add them together. For this video, since we've already got the picture drawn out, in my opinion, I mean, you could go back to using that formula, but in my opinion, it's going to be easier to do like what we did up above and just circle our like terms to find the perimeter. So we've got 2L, L, L, and 2L. When you combine those together, you get 6L. So 6L, and then you've got -10 and -10, which is combined to equal -20. So that is our perimeter, and we know the perimeter is 28 feet, so we're going to set this equal to 28. All right, now we're going to use our knowledge of equations to solve for L. So we need to get rid of this -20, and the inverse of subtract is add. So I'm going to add 20 both sides. -20 and +20 is a 0 pair, it cancels. So the 6L comes down. 28 and 20 is 48. This is 6 times L, so the inverse of times is divide. 6 over 6 reduces. We get L equals 48 over 6 is 8. So our length is 8 feet. But what is the question asking? The question is asking what is the width. So that means we need to take this length of 8 feet and we need to plug it into our formula for width, okay, or over here. So our formula for width is 2L minus 10. So in other words, 2, L is 8, so we're going to plug in 8, minus 10. 2 times 8 is 16. 16 minus 10 is 6. So we get that our width is 6 feet. All right, moving on. Number 5, we're talking about a triangle on this one. A right triangle has a perimeter of 84 feet. So perimeter, 84 feet. We know we're talking about a right triangle, so that's one that has a 90-degree angle. All right, so this is our right triangle. Find the length of each side if the hypotenuse, remember the hypotenuse is that side directly across from the 90-degree angle, the longest side. Hypotenuse is 35 feet. And the long base is 14 feet less than twice the short base. Okay, so of these two bases, this one's the long base. It's saying the long base is 14 feet less. That means we're subtracting 14 from twice the short base. So I'm just going to use B. Twice the short base. Okay, and we don't know, this is the short base, we don't know what it is, and I just used B to represent that base, so I'm going to use B over here. Alright, so now to find the perimeter of this figure, again, I'm adding up all the sides, combining my like terms. So I've got B and 2B, so 3B. I've got 35 and negative 14, so 35 and negative 14 would give me positive 21. And this is my perimeter, and my perimeter equals 84, so I'm going to set it equal to 84. Alright, so now let's go ahead and solve. So draw my line down. To get B by itself, I'm going to subtract 21, create that zero pair. Positive and negative 21 cancel, so we get 3B equals 63. Alright, divide 3. So we get B equals 63 over 3, that's 21. 21. So that's our short base, remember? And what is the question asking? Find the length of each side. So short base equals 21, and we're talking about feet again. Feet. We know the hypotenuse is 35. They already gave that to us. So hypotenuse is 35. And then now we need to plug in to find this long base. So for the long base, we know it equals 2B minus 14. And now we know B equals 21. So we've got 2 times 21 minus 14. So 2 times 21 is 42. Minus 14. So that means our long base equals 28 feet. Alright, last one. Number 6. The expression 5x minus 6 represents the length of each side of a regular pentagon. So a regular pentagon means, oh, I'm going to be terrible at this. Means all the sides are the same. So I did my best. There's my regular pentagon. Pretend that all the sides are the same. So I'm going to draw my tick marks, meaning same length. Okay, pentagon, 5 sides, all 5 sides are the same. Find the value of x if the perimeter is 70 meters. So all of these sides are 5x minus 6. 5x minus 6, 5x minus 6, 5x minus 6, 5x minus 6. 5x minus 6. We know the perimeter is 70 meters. Okay, and we know that perimeter means add up all these sides. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5x's, so that means 25x. And I've got 5 negative 6's. So that means negative 30 when I add all those up. Equals my perimeter. My perimeter is 70. Alright, to solve, I'm going to add 30 each side. Negative 30, positive 30, zero pair. So I get 25x equals 100. Last step, divide by 25. 25 over 5 reduces to 1, so I get 1x equals 4. So x equals 4. Find the value of x. So we did what it asked. X equals 4. If it asked, we could take this 4, plug it in. So let's just go ahead and practice. if the side is 5x minus 6, plug in x, we get 5 times 4 minus 6. 5 times 4 is 20, so 20 minus 6. So we know the sides are each 14, what was the meters? Each side is 14 meters. I want you to go ahead and go back and try number 3 on your own, now knowing how to do these.